My name is George Edwards. I'm from Finchley in North London. My interests include keeping up to date with films at the cinema. I'm going to watch them with my friends, keeping up to date with new music on Spotify, as well as keeping fit by playing football and running. The reason I wish to train at Manchester School of Theatre is because they have the knowledge, the expertise, and the skills that are among the best in the country and that will help me in my future career as an actor. This is Proteus from Two Gentlemen of Verona by William Shakespeare. Even as one heat, another heat expels, or by strength one nail drives out another. So the remembrance of my former love is by a newer object, quite forgotten. Is it mine, or Valentine's praise? Her true perfection, or my false transgression that leaves me reasonless, to reason thus? She is fair, and so is Julia, that I love, that I did love. For now, my love is thawed, which, like a waxen image against a fire, bears no impression of the thing it was. Methinks my zeal to Valentine is cold, and that I love him not as I was wont. But I love his lady too much, and that's the reason I love him so little. How shall I dote on her with more advice, that thus without advice begin to love her? 'Tis but a picture I have yet beheld, and have dazzled my reason's light. But when I look on her perfections, there is no reason, but I shall be blind. If I can check my erring love, I will. If not, to compass her, I'll use my skill. This is Michael from The Pillar Man by Martin McDougall. See, with that one, the swear to me on your life you didn't kill those 3 kids. Yeah, I was kind of playing a trick on you. I'm sorry, Katrina. I know it was wrong, really, but it was very interesting. The little boy was just like he said he'd be. I chopped his toes off, and he didn't scream at all. He just sat there, looking at them. He seemed very surprised. I suppose you would be at that age. His name was Aaron. He had a funny little hat on, kept going on about his mum. God, he bled a lot. You wouldn't have thought there was so much blood in such a little boy. But then he stopped bleeding. It went blue. Poor thing. I feel quite bad now. He seemed quite nice. Can I go home to my mummy now, please? But the girl was a pain in the arse. Kept pulling her eyes out. And she wouldn't eat them. She wouldn't eat the apple men. And I'd spent ages making them. It's really hard to get the razor blades inside. You don't say how to do it in your story, do you? I checked. So, anyway, I had to force them down her. It only took 2. Not being mean or anything, but at least that shut her up. It's really difficult to get off your clothes, isn't it? Blood. This is The Fact Checker from the play Goodbye Charles by Gabriel Davis. I'm not the type of guy who spends hundreds on a last-minute flight back to New York, tears across town, and then runs up 6 flights of stairs to knock on my best friend's girlfriend's door in order to what? Run off and elope with her based on one crazy, thoughtless, inexplicable romantic night. I mean, this is the kind of thing that only happens in movies. And we're not in the movies. We're on McDougall Street, 2 blocks south of Bleecker. That's where we are. That is an indisputable geographical fact. And all the facts are leading to one thing. We can't do this. Because the fact is, you are in a relationship. Because the fact is, we just met yesterday. Because the fact is, I'm not the kind of guy who falls in love. But the problem is, the problem is, despite every fact I can muster, there's still something that doesn't make sense. Despite all fact to the contrary, I still love you madly. And it just defies all reason, but I do. And I can't help it, and I don't want to, but I do. I'm yours, Audrey. Completely, totally, hopelessly, and utterly yours.